The shame goes so deeply within your soul, it just intertwines everything. And you become the darkness. You are the one who's the problem. It was your fault. You asked for this.
That feeling of shame and the feeling of horror resonated inside of me. It was like a knife that was cutting into me.
You know, I lived that way for a long, long time. And I lived with that shame and that blame. You know, and it wasn't my fault. I was just a little kid.
I mean, I had a crime committed against me before I was 10 years old. Before I was 10, I had a horrible crime committed against me. And I should feel ashamed of that. Not even close.
Dr. Howard Fradkin is a psychologist who specializes in working with male survivors of sexual abuse and assault. He has counseled more than 1,000 men over 28 years. Dr. Fradkin, stand up. Thank you. I know. So isn't this astounding that we can get 200 men to come forward today? Isn't this really...
It's astounding. It totally moves me so much.
I am so astounded, you know, the research that shows 1 out of 6. You know, Tyler had shared his story with me several years ago. And, you know, I thought, okay, that I didn't think he was an anomaly, but I did think that, okay, that it's rare that this happens to men. To now find that, you know, first of all, this room, and that 1 out of 6, why don't we know this?
We don't know it because men are so ashamed. We learn that you've talked a lot about it, that we're supposed to be in control. We're supposed to be strong and powerful.
Yeah, you said something I thought was really great. Stand up. Tell us your name. Hi.
Hi, I'm Martin.
Hi, Martin.
I was just to say, to echo that you asked about what is it that keeps us so quiet. But from the second it happened to me, I felt this instant sense of complicity and weakness. And being a boy, that sense that I had allowed it to happen, so I was complicit.
Is that because of the way men are biologically made, that the penis goes erect when there's any kind of stimulation?
The body just naturally responds. It's not about having pleasure. It is sometimes about just feeling, oh, wow, I'm getting some attention. And as you pointed out, little boys want attention, and perpetrators pick you out because you're vulnerable, and they take advantage of you, and they do terrible, awful things.
Yes, and can we, you know, if nothing else happens here today, I want everybody watching to know that it really, really wasn't your fault. Because if you understand the mind of the molester, he's literally looking for the kid who is the most vulnerable.
They pick people to molest because they're vulnerable, because they know they can get away with it. And so it's just really important, as you say, for men to know it's never, ever, ever their fault when they're abused and molested and assaulted. Never.
I think what people can't understand is why then, if you were molested, and I've heard lots of women say this, well, if you're molested, then why do you keep going back? Well, why are you around them?
You go back because you still think it won't happen again, it won't be done to you again. This time, it'll be different. And it never is. And so people learn to be loyal to that dysfunctional person, and they learn to believe all the messages that perpetrator tells them, telling you that they love you, they care about you, this is for your own good, this is because they want to nurture you and protect you.
Especially if you've never had that, you've never had love, you've never had the affection. It's much easier for them to do that. Yeah,
you don't know what love is.
Yeah, sure.
So
great point. Don't know what love is. Great point.
You don't know what love is. And what is interesting is most of these molesters are going after kids who they know don't know what love is. We'll be right back. We'll be right back.